give a big round of applause to Ms. Jenny Ford.
So I started 2 companies, but I first off wanted to put this up here because I don't know like how big of fanatics you guys are about like tweeting and Facebooking and all that, but I just wanted to throw this up there since social media is such a part of entrepreneurship, growing your brand, just everything. So feel free to tweet me or Facebook me, or I didn't put Google Plus or any of the other ones on there because I figured these are just the top ones. So I started a company called Monkey Toes. Gosh, I was originally taken to a class. It was a hand painting class with a friend. I really didn't want to go, but I was like, whatever, I'll pass the time with her. So I found out that I was really good at it, and I would like whip through projects faster than anyone else, as they're all just delicately painting things. I was just constantly looking for new projects. And so I was done with a project, I was looking for a new one. I saw this idea for hand painting on shoes, and I thought it was adorable. And this is pre-kids, so I wasn't in the fanatic kids, phase of buying everything for my kids. But so I just decided, well, these are really cute, and maybe that could be a good business because I actually really want to start a business. I don't play well with others, or work well with others. I'm just better by myself. So I came up with a few designs on my own. 2 years later, finally launched after copywriting, doing all of those things, finding suppliers and, probably, I don't know where all of you guys are in businesses, but, that initial startup research and development. So then I finally launched 10 years ago it would have been November, December. So it will be 10 years coming up. So much has happened since then. So I used to hand paint all of these shoes. They're not hand painted anymore, and I'll tell you all about that. But here, actually, let me move. I haven't done a PowerPoint presentation since college, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the website. So where was I at? I'm losing my train of thought. So I hand painted all of the shoes. I launched at a sale. It was a Junior League Holiday Mart. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but it's an annual sale. It's big time, bought the booth. I hand painted 364 pairs of shoes, I believe, thinking that, they're just gonna blow out of here, it's gonna be great. And I actually ended up selling 60 something. It's been a long time, so I don't quite remember, but I ended up selling 60 pairs, which was good. I mean, it was pretty good. But the contacts that I met for like media and right after that, I was thrust forward to being on several TV shows because it just showed really well. So that was just kind of like this boost that my company needed, right off the bat. Then I started selling wholesale, and I started bringing in other painters and developing new designs, and just keep going with it. I was wholesaling. I was doing tons of work. My fingers at night would be swollen and bloody because those laces, I don't know if you noticed. Sorry, I did it again. They're curly, and so you have to pull these through. It's crazy. They would snap and hit your fingers, and you'd want to cry. But so I was doing all of this on my own, and then the idea of licensing came along. It was always something that I wanted to pursue, and I don't know how much you guys know about licensing, but all of my designs and my brand name is all trademark copyrighted, and so then I was able to lend out the rights for someone else to manufacture them and take them to this level that you see here. So I did that a few years ago. It's been quite the ride, and I'll talk about that in just a few minutes, but I actually ended that licensing deal because they weren't selling to the full potential. So I guess more than anything, it's to tell you that the reality of, business is this roller coaster, this just nonstop roller coaster. One day, you're seeing your shoes on Oprah and on Surrey Cruise, and the next day you're like, crap, I can't pay my bill. It's just so real. And I guess more than anything for this business, I just want you to know that whatever those ups and downs are, it's just exactly what everyone goes through. So anyway, that's Monkey Toes in a nutshell. And feel free, if you guys have any questions, to stop me. So Sugar Loco is something that I started after I licensed Monkey Toes. And I started it because I kind of felt like, well, I won't have as much to do with Monkey Toes because I won't be lacing all these shoes and packaging all of them and painting them. And so a friend and I started Sugar Loco, and it's a website dedicated to desserts. We do, people understand the word blog, and so that's what I go with, even though we really wanted the intention of it being an online magazine. So, we focus on recipes, restaurant reviews, products, like anything that you find in the stores. If you find a new ice cream flavor on the shelf, most likely we've tried it. And then you can go to our site and say, oh, I need to have that this weekend. So I've really thought of this one from day one as a business, as we're gonna grow. We're gonna have contributors in other states. We're gonna just sell advertising. We're gonna figure out how to make some good money with this. And like I said, I had a partner with this one. She recently stepped away, which was a good thing. It was, it's that type of thing that you're like looking at it like, yes, this is a really good thing. And so now I'm running it on my own along with Monkey Toes, and so it's been quite interesting. But it's been really great because I've been able to expand without having to ask somebody else or talk to them and have them shoot down an idea and not ever try things. It just felt like, do you guys all have partners? How are you're all one? Really? So you had that experience too? Yeah, and unfortunately you only hear that, oh, it just never works out. And you see some partnerships that do work out, but it kind of feels like one is maybe working harder than the other, or maybe just kind of always feel that way. Anyway, so what I've launched with this is, and I'd be a bad entrepreneur if I didn't spam you with these guys, or spam you guys with this. So this is my commercial. This is the Denver Sugar Tour, and we're really bringing some social media into it. What we're doing is 4 hours, 4 restaurants. You can join me and taste in a restaurant what I taste when I go on tastings, which is, everyone is like, oh my gosh, so excited. So I'm launching my first one. I hope to be able to do it in other states and really just make a big deal out of it. So anyway, that's that. So the state of, Monkey Toes right now, I'm gonna, go back, is that I ended that licensing deal in May. It was a tough decision because obviously they're producing so much of your product, and they're doing all the distribution for you, and they're doing all of these great things for your brand. But when they don't see a vision quite like you do, it doesn't go well. They weren't willing to do some things that I needed them to do to really grow the brand. They were very stuck on one market. They launched in the gift market, in which you could see these in gift stores, but the problem is that they weren't selling through at an Amy's Hallmark like they would at a retail store that has children's shoes in it. So I ended it, and now we're on the path of finding a new licensee and getting started over again, which is fun. But I guess I, more than anything, wanted to tell you guys that because it's just the reality. And hopefully, because what they did to my brand, which was take it up to this awesome packaging, they mass produce my shoes, they have sand stamping soles. I mean, they're just cuter than I ever did on my own. And so I have to look at the positive in that now I've got this great brand and this great product to take to a new licensee that would take it on and really see a vision versus something that I had hand painted and was a little bit less mass manufactured, I guess. So I always try to turn the negatives into a positive, because when you're in it on your own, that's all you got is to hang on to the positive. So, I'm trying to think of what else I had really to talk about. I'm quick.
How did you come up with the name Monkey Toes?
So Monkey Toes was I was trying to think of a cute name for the shoe company, because I hadn't had kids yet. Once my daughter was born, she had really long toes, and so I said, oh my gosh, like Monkey Toes, that's totally the perfect name for a shoe brand. So that's exactly how that came about. You guys have any other questions? Yes.
What did you do as far as trying to qualify potential licensees, as far as seeing what their capabilities were, if there's
Right.
any drawbacks, negatives, and how did you rate them?
How I qualified potential licensees? I have an agent who handles all of it. I trust him in his abilities, his expertise, just as you do, you're paying him to do that. So I think you have to analyze kind of what market are they in? Is it, are their values good? Is it where you want to be? Can you see yourself in that market? I guess there's just so many ways to kind of qualify it. What are their sales? You want to know how big is this company? Because if they're not very big, they're holding on to your brand. And if they're just going to flatline your brand, that's kind of a scary thing. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, the agent is a local? Or did you
No,
have to
he's in LA.
state?
Yeah. Are you interested in licensing?
Well, I'm just trying to learn more about it.
Yeah.
What are the pros and cons?
Yeah. I think that you could sit down and think of a million pros and cons to licensing. Like I said, what they did for my brand was something that I couldn't have done without, millions of dollars. So they backed it, and then they produced it. Every single thing that you see there was something that I approved. So, and on some level, you trust that they have the same vision as you as well. And I didn't even have that vision, and they did it. So they really wowed me. I think our disagreements were just in the market part, like where they were launching everything. Yes. How did I finance growth? For Monkey Toes, I started that with a $5,000 loan from my parents, and then just grew and grew and grew. And Dave and I were talking about this earlier, how when it's really good, how you spend and spend and spend, and you don't think about what happens if tomorrow is not so great. And so, then you just nosedive, and then you're out of a business. So I did some financing through banks, things like that. So that's pretty much it.
You haven't had an investor or?
No, I haven't. With the whole idea of Shark Tank, everyone keeps saying, you need to go on there, you need to go on there. And I think it's a great thing for exposure. It's that, doesn't CBS take part of, I think that they take like a portion just like of your, like percentage ownership or something, just to even be on the show. So you have to take those things into consideration, but their contacts are amazing. So how much are you willing to sell your soul, really? If you're kind of okay with it, then it'd be great. Mm-hmm. Yes. Going through all of this, what would I do again? Sugar Loco, I probably wouldn't have done it with a partner. I think for some reason I felt like I needed confidence, and in finding that with somebody else and reassurance. With Monkey Toes, I think I wouldn't have overspent in those days. And I can't look at having regrets, truly, because it brought me to where I am today. And I think unless you learn those lessons on your own and really let them resonate with you, you're not going to learn a lesson and you're not going to be better for it. I mean, I feel like that's kind of a canned response. However, I think it's so true. I think spending frugally is huge. I think managing your growth is huge. It's been so much fun, though. I mean, truly, like, even though it is a roller coaster ride, it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's a lot of adrenaline in it, and watching everything grow, and it's exciting.
So let's get Jenny a big round of applause.